Hi guys, it's Shell, Sunbury Housewives. Welcome back to another DIY. If you're new to our channel, we'd love it if you would subscribe and hit that bell for notifications to see future videos. So today I am participating in the Thrift Flips Friend Hop with several of my beautiful, talented friends from Ohio. I will have the next person's video to hop on over to in the description box below. So I got this frame, the shadow box at Goodwill, and I paid $5 for it. And so I'm just gonna completely tear it apart. So we are each giving you a little fact about Ohio. This is our state flag, and it's extremely unique because it's the only flag out of the 50 states that is not rectangle. The red circle represents the Buckeye, while the white ring around it is an O for Ohio. The triangles are meant to symbolize the state's hills and valleys. The 17 stars remind us that Ohio was the 17th state to join the Union. Now that I finally got that tore apart, I'm taking the glass out and I'm going to take off these vinyl fish stickers that they had on there. They were easy to remove. I just used my finger and the tool. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the print from the inside of this frame. I end up having to completely cut it out. It didn't want to come out. It was a pain. I made a mess. So I am going back to my wooden houses that I have a huge stack of. And I made the grid the inside of my box so that I could lay this out so that I can see how much I needed and what I needed to cut off. So I set up all the houses in an alternating pattern, and then once I knew where I needed to cut, I just took my ruler and drew a line just to make sure that both sides fit. And then I also go towards the top and figure out those two, which ones need to fit in there. Using my X-Acto knife to cut the houses that were on the ends in half, I just used that just to score it back and forth, and I sand it down to make it smooth. Once I get all of those done, I place everything back into the frame just to make sure that everything fits. I do have a gap on each side, so I grab some of my long square dowel rods. Is that a rod if it's square? Anyway, square dowels, and I'm gonna put those on either side. And then try to figure out the top portion where I need to cut that. So I'm just gonna cut these down, and I'm using these dog nail clippers from the Dollar Tree to cut that, and it cuts amazingly. So now I'm just doing a final fit just to make sure that everything fits the way it should. and continue cutting off the top portion. So now that I had everything in there, I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down. I glue the square dowels first, and then I just go and start placing the houses and gluing those down. I really don't like that placement or that size of that house, so I decided to go ahead and cut down another one, and then glue that in, and it fits so much better on both sides. So I just finished going and gluing the rest of the houses in and the pieces. So I am cutting out the big state of Ohio on my silhouette Cameo so that I could place it onto our frame. Here, I'm just putting the transfer tape on, and it was a pain because the vinyl kept wanting to roll. But I got it, and then just smooth it out, make sure that the transfer tape is attached, and then I'm gonna peel it off and just eyeball it, attach it into the frame. Now this ain't staying, I'm just using this as a stencil. So once I take off the transfer tape, to make sure that all of it stays down, because it did not want to stay down on this wood. Now that that's down, I'm going to go ahead and take my Waverly chalk paint in white and go paint all the way around it and the rest of the frame. Sorry, my brain is not functioning tonight. Time to peel off our vinyl, and then it reveals the state of Ohio. I accidentally touched the wet paint, so I have to touch that up. So now it's time to peel off the vinyl. I had cut out on my silhouette the word home and the exact coordinates to Sunbury, Ohio. And then a star so that I could put about where Sunbury is. I apologize, I do not realize that my camera had stopped working, but I had taken some gray chalk paint and painted over the Ohio and lightly brushed over the white because I didn't want it stark white. here I'm just mixing up a little more because I wanted it just a little bit darker. So I'm going to brush over the state again, just to bring out, make it stand out a little bit more. So now I'm going to work on the frame and remove the 5,000 stickers that they put on there. I don't know why they need to do so many, but they weren't hard to get off. This frame wasn't too bad. It just had a few nicks and I just had to fix that. I placed the glass back into the frame and then the backing back into the frame after I cleaned it, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe the glass down because we're going to go ahead and add our vinyl. So I'm cutting out the different pieces to make it easier to apply. So at the very bottom, I'm going to go ahead and put the coordinates, and at the top, I'll put home, and then in the middle, I will put the star. Sunbury's almost in the exact middle of Ohio. Another fun fact is the very next town over, which is Centerburg, is the geographical center of Ohio. So I love how this turned out. And then we'll go ahead and get started on the next one. So I got this at Goodwill as well for $2, brand new. But I didn't really care for the color, but I knew I could fix that. So I went ahead and took it apart and then took my Waverly chalk paint in white and just brushed over the frame to brighten it up. And then the actual sign, I could not get the word family off, so I had to paint around it. But I wanted it to kind of look like a whitewash, so I'm giving it that effect. I have a wet washcloth that I'm wiping it down with, and I just get in all the nooks and crannies. And then I'm going to paint each letter black. And that is all I'm really going to do to this. I did decide to go ahead and distress the frame a little bit more. Not too much, but oops, got a little more there. Wipe it off and then add the details in again, just for more of my style. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add back in the family piece, and this will be done. And for our final project, I got this at Goodwill for $3, I believe. And I'm taking off the metal piece. I like it, but I don't really necessarily like the flowers. So I'm taking off the tags again, and I'm going to give it a light sanding. I went back and forth whether I was going to leave it this way, but I decided to kind of do a whitewash again. I had sprayed water on it and then painted just to give it the whitewash look. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and remove the flowers. They were really simple. I just took my little pliers and just bent them off. Now that those are ready, I'm putting the can back onto this board sign thing and tack it down. And then I'm going to take this vinyl that I cut out on my silhouette, and it's just Market Fresh flowers, and with a little truck. It's a cute thing that I'm going to put onto the tin. And the last thing we're going to do is take some of this lavender. I got this like a year ago from Hobby Lobby. It's gorgeous quality, but I'm just going to snip off some and then have them coming out of the can. I love it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a great big thumbs up. Don't forget to go and click in the description for the link and hop on over to the next video. And I will catch you next time. Bye, guys.